count down from my top 10. I have the we'll just be quick here. I have the Giants at number 5. I love I love the San Francisco Giants. I always will love the San Francisco Giants. I have the San Francisco Giants at 5. I have the Tampa Bay Rays at 4. I have the New York Mets at 3. I have the Los Angeles Dodgers at 2, and I have the Yankees at 1. I feel like this is very similar to what it was last week.
Wow.
And it's not juicy, it's not chalk, it's not sexy, but the fact is the Yankees were 1 last week. They're 1 this week. They came into the White Sox. That was a huge series for the White Sox. And I'll say, as a Chicago boy walking around town, the buzz around the White Sox playing the Yankees this weekend was a big fucking deal. And all the White Sox wanted to do was split, because to them, if they split, then they were
That's
like,
a win.
we're on even. Yep, we're on even standing with them. We're above 500. We've gotten through our early season bullshit. A lot of guys have had slow starts to the year. They came in, they had the 4th game of the series. It was Michael Kopech versus Nestor Cortez. It was a Sunday. Everybody was all dialed in. The Yankees came in. They didn't hit Michael Kopech well at all. They still controlled the game. They still won. Nestor Cortez fucking dealt. I thought for sure the White Sox would be in my top 5 throughout this entire season, and they just haven't played well enough. And so I really just want to focus on the fact that the Yankees, we talked a little bit this week, when you come in, you play the Yankees, you're going to give a better effort. And like the White Sox did everything they could. They got their fucking dick smashed in. The Yankees look great. And again, the Dodgers look great too, even though they got smoked by the Phillies. I know they gave up a ton of runs against the Phillies last weekend, but it's just the fucking Dodgers until that lineup's not that lineup. And I'm sorry, Colin, you guys lost your first series of the year. Otherwise, I'd probably have you guys firmly in the 2nd spot.
It's all right with me.
That's a good list. I mean, this is hard because you're going to leave teams out that are great teams. A team for me, I'll start from the bottom. Number 5, I got San Diego in there.
Yep.
Number 4, we got the Mets in there. Okay. Mets are a great team. Got the Astros at 3, Dodgers at 2, Yankees at 1. And I threw San Diego in there because the way they pitch, they were at a point where they were trying to figure out what to do with the rotation because they had so many starters. With Gore pitching the way he's pitching, you have Clevenger back. I mean, you can be virtually unhittable at times. Same thing with Musgrove. You got Manaea, and I believe Snell is currently injured. But man, this guy, when he's out there, he's dominant. He's got no hit stuff every time he takes them out, and a couple of the guys in that rotation do. The Mets, just watching these guys play, they don't give up. They battle from behind. You've got a guy like McNeil who just continues to hit, and he's a guy that every manager wants in his lineup. The guy is extremely difficult to get out, and if you slip up and you make a mistake, he's going to make you pay. He will go to the opposite field, which is really impressive. I mean, a couple of nights ago, it looked like he was choked up almost to the barrel, and just took his knock to left field and kept it moving. I think they ended up losing that game, but that's not the point. He's passing the baton and getting the next guy to the plate, giving his team a chance. The Astros at 3, 12-game win streak. They lose one, they come back. They win the next game. They come out against Boston and do what they did. The 5 homers in Fenway Park in 1 inning against Eovaldi, very impressive. They pitch well. They got a balanced lineup. Yordan Alvarez, they're tough. Okay. And in that division, and I've said this from the start of the year, has to go through Houston, no matter how well Anaheim plays, no matter what, the Mariners try and do, you got to get past the Astros. The Dodgers, what do they not do well? They throw the ball well, they catch it. They've got an elite lineup. There's no breaks in that lineup. Even with Muncy struggling, still a very, very good lineup with a great bullpen. And, when you play in Dodger Stadium, it's kind of like Yankee Stadium. You get more effort out of teams, but it almost doesn't even matter. Dodgers Stadium is a difficult place to play as a team, as a road team. And it seems like, kind of like with the Mets now, it doesn't matter if they're behind late in the game, they find a way to come back. And even if they don't win, they make it very difficult on the visiting team. The Yankees, I mean, what can you say bad about them? A guy like Cortez is pitching like an ace. And that's what I've talked about from the get-go is teams need production like this from unassuming guys to take that next step. And not that the Yankees wouldn't have been good without Cortez pitching the way that he is, but it just puts them over the top. And when you have Stanton and Judge, and Rizzo's probably going to hit for a career high homers this year, Donaldson's performing. They play good defense. Their bullpen is incredible. Yeah, they're my number one team right now.
Yeah, they're the Yankees. They're fucking hotter than hot, man. I mean, the Yankees get going, and the Yankees are just like absolute. I mean, they just shit pump people. Like they're, and to your point about Rizzo in the way he can offset that clubhouse and just like come from a different place. And people who've played for New York have said that it is a completely different environment than all the other environments, and that you do have oversight from the front office about how your fucking uniforms look. You know, you come off the field and it's like, hey, it's the left field coach wants to talk to you about the way you filled the base hit with nobody on and 2 outs. It's like, oh, why are you trying to coach me up so much? And what's with all this? It's just a very intense environment. And so for guys that come up and succeed and live in that environment throughout their career, it's good to take a guy like Anthony Rizzo and plug him in there. He's like, yo, dude, I've done fucking 14 years of professional baseball, 15 years of professional baseball in San Diego and Chicago, in very laid back environments where it's like, yeah, we're buddies, we're chopping it up, we're having a good time. You know, it's about, you know, I don't know. That's kind of the sense that I get. And I think it's good for the Yankees to have that in the long run over the course of a season, not just a guy that you trade for and you ask to come in and do that in the second half, somebody who's there with you in April and May, and you kind of build that up. So it looks like that's a great fucking contract for the Yankees so far. You know, I mean, just like,
oh yeah,
years, 32
absolutely.
million, like, come on, that's amazing.